He gives another metaphor here. He gets into the terminology of shepherding, which he basically explains as kind of a mentoring type role, offering guidance, helping a child understand what it means to make good choices, and helping a child to assess their responses. And on the surface, it's a pretty common analogy for parenting, mentoring, guiding, even shepherding. He diverges a little bit from the common kind of just external mentoring and says on page 21 of the introduction, the central focus of parenting is the gospel. You need to direct not simply the behavior of your children, but the attitudes of their hearts, not to show them not just the what of their sin and failure, but the why. They need to understand the external what they did wrong, but the internal why they did wrong. In some ways, I think this really honestly escalates the pressure beyond just plain behaviorism, because the words are saying conversion can only come about through the gospel, but what is being expanded through the next paragraph is like, oh, but proper presentation of the gospel includes parents being able to identify sin in children so children can understand sin. It's this doctrinal process that parents are heavily involved in. And really, and this will become my thesis as I work through this, as I read this book, I kept thinking, what you see in this book is parents being put in the role of the Trinity as Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And so here, parents are being asked to do the work of the Holy Spirit, to convict a child's heart. Is this an accurate summary of the gospel, the good news of Jesus as Jesus presented it? This an accurate representation of the work of the Holy Spirit we see at Pentecost and after, and an understanding of how conversion happens in human hearts when they hear about Jesus and say they want to follow him? Is it an accurate understanding of sanctification, the process of sanctification, and what does it mean for the Holy Spirit to work in a believer's life to transform them into the likeness of Christ? So lots of questions, and Tripp is presenting this what I call, as I'm researching, Stowaway Doctrine. People are reading this book not to get their theology shaped. They're reading this book to understand parenting. But what's happening indirectly is their theology is getting very strongly shaped in this way. And so they're not getting a systematic theology or a biblical theology that is defining out these terms and saying, well, here's the working understanding of sin, here's the working understanding of conversion, here's the working understanding of sanctification, and then let's discuss parenting. There is a discussion of parenting that kind of has those things sprinkled throughout. It's just all going to be soaked up along with sincere desire to learn how to parent well.